standard though, because that's a rough.
One of them that comes in off the truck.
Well, I mean, maybe others that get
I once looked at Scott.
Of course, now you have Jason.
I know. I mean, I wouldn't do it.
All right.
But
We know how
if you
that.
wanted to, you could take the driveway and shade it down.
All right, 6 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Clearly, I'm not, but out of town, so I will do my best to fill in his absence. And we'll go ahead and start with an approval of the September 2025 meeting minutes. They were distributed previously through email. Anybody has a motion on the minutes?
Move to approve. Second.
Second. Any comments, questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next item, discussion and possible action on a CSM for Jason and Shannon Rod at 410 Bradley Lane. Should have all received some information in email regarding the CSM. Looks like we have some folks here representing this item. All right, go ahead, turn it over to you.
John Southwick here is with the property owner Jason Rod. He has an existing lot in the Crackle Lane and is just looking to split that piece of property because it is a rather large piece. They currently reside at that residence, and the intention would be to eventually, with the new lot, there's a lot of nice space in the back that they would build a new home for themselves, and they decide that they want to do with the existing home, whatever they get at that time. But the current plan really wasn't set timeline yet on when they will do that, but it's in the near future. We have submitted to the county and met with Jason. She said there was nothing of significance that he had at this point for us, but he's just going to wait to see what the county might have on the comments, and then they will finish up their review. County surveyor did have a couple of tiny comments for us, just about some exact measurement numbers. Other than that, the existing septic system would be replaced, and would be a new one installed for the existing home that would be on lot 2, and then they would find a different spot on lot 1 when it comes time to build that.
That work that's been done on lot 2.
Yes,
Already.
yeah.
What are your thoughts on the driveway 100-foot separation?
You know, I guess my take on the driveway separation is there is no gospel right or wrong on how far some of those should be apart. On that curve, there's a good line of sight distance. There's probably close to 300 feet in both directions as you come around that curve. That road, as you finish out, actually there may be 6 more homes back there. I forget how many more, but
It's not many, it's a dead end circle, low speed.
and there's nowhere that road can really go because it drops off to get down the trail work. So the traffic impact back in there is.
That was my fault. Not a lot of traffic.
There's several homes on Bradley Lane that have driveways that are maybe 10 feet apart. Doesn't matter what time that was done at.
Yeah,
It was, emerald in the neighborhood.
and even for Sanger County and subdivision roads, if it's outside of some of the town jurisdiction areas, the county has got to the point of just being 10 feet off the lot line is what they require. They got rid of some of their separation on the lower border roads, so there's not higher speeds. Obviously, it's a higher speed, but no separation, so we know when we need to stop. But we feel like on this one, it probably makes more sense than forcing two people to share a driveway together, and just some of the complications that come with a shared driveway.
Yeah, you'll never see more traffic than you're gonna see now. Every lot's developed to the end, isn't it?
Yep.
Right now, okay.
So that's something that the town board can waive that requirement, so as a goes forward, that would be something for them to consider. Eric, I saw in your memo, item 3, it says the special exception is required for single-family dwellings in ag-res per 10510G.
Yeah, so John and I talked about this a little bit too, so it is in the code. I don't know if that's something that's been actively pursued. I've never heard of it being noted before. And so, I would take it as, a special exception is a thing, kind of like CUP, conditional use permit. It's a process. I think that if the plan commission recommends approval and the town board approves, that's been consistent with what's been done in the past. And we noted it because it's in the code, but it's really not been applied before. And I think they could stay consistent with, I would say, current policy of if the town board approves it, it's approved for residential use.
Yeah, there's some language in there that almost implies that if you're going through a subdivision process, that during that time that you kind of approve the fact that it's going to be for residential purposes. But it still uses the word special exception. So I think over the years, maybe that's why the town members just never really dug too far into that, but Eric was right. I wasn't aware of reading the language, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what it says.
Yeah.
So
it's, and it's a function of bringing Bryce on, who's a planner and keeper, and as you get them, I had to notice that after this reviews, but Bryce and I spoke over that, he's spotted that.
What's the width down here near the road, the width of the flag?
this strip going back is 66 feet
That's
wide.
66 feet wide.
Wide enough for a fire engine or something like that, and just be able to get through there.
Yeah, right now, once you come off the road, there's a little bit of a slope come off that road, but not much, and then it's pretty flat all the way back. You can see the contours there, there's, over that distance, there's not that much elevation change. So there'll be plenty of room in the back that they can configure any scenario where they go back up or turn around. Maybe one time we talked about, if they use a shed, they can have to go point way driving to the shed, you have a good backup area.
Any other comments or questions? Sounds pretty straightforward.
Yeah, meets minimum lot sizes and such.
Alright. Anybody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
For a second?
I'll second. Would you like to make a conclusion on relocating the septic system? Yeah, I have. Yeah. The drain field? Yeah. Yeah, let's add that. Thank you.
Is there any, I guess, just sort of cleaning on it, parameters of timing of that, like prior to any future building permit or something for that period, or just as they want to do it this winter? So just as far as time. When that gets
So,
installed.
say 4 years, and the perk test that was done now is good for 2 years.
So it's like,
Could we make it prior to any use of lot 1? Right?
Regular issuance of a building permit? Yeah,
Yeah. That'll give you the largest scope.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fine.
And there's life left in that existing system, so I might
Yeah,
as well utilize that till it's necessary.
right.
I would, absolutely.
We would plan to live in the home while building the next one, we have to move it at that point. when the driveway through.
I think to get a driveway, and the driveway would be the big thing.
It needs to be moved.
Yeah.
Eventually.
But the building permit would give you the largest scope on that.
All right. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Will that be on the board agenda then, for the next?
It should be.
Yeah. First Wednesday.
Okay.
All right. They want Wednesdays from, first Wednesday. Okay, first Wednesday. Thank you. Okay, next up, we have discussion and possible action on CSM for Stephen and Laura Johnson, 846 Badlands Road. Mr. Johnson, Jacobson. I should know that, that's not the name. Have that, know that one.
So, and to start off even, because
Sure.
you did have them from me. So, the CSM had been turned into the town, and I think it just got left in flat here as staff transitions and things happen, and get forwarded on to myself, and so you don't have them from me in the packet on this. But we did meet with the owners and talked to Mike, the surveyor, and they had presented some plan at the pre-application meeting that didn't have access out to Badlands, which they adjusted. And I did take a look at this thing we got Thursday meeting last week. Just didn't have time for a memo, but it's generally consistent with the ordinance. It's similar to the other one, creating a flag lot. And you can speak to it as well, but there's an existing driveway that comes in. And so they will have a shared access there to get to lot 1 and lot 2. But by extending lot 2 down to Badlands, it creates that frontage that's required as part of it. Expand any of that?
I'm Michael Forsey, last name. So, I mean, yeah, kind of covers everything. Create a lot, survey map. And all the kids are going to be building a lot too. That's how we're doing this. Create another parcel number. And like Eric said, we have this shared access on the Badlands Road. Shared access on the property.
And what I've done in the past with others is, so we do want them to have a shared driveway access and maintenance agreement. And I think what we've done here in some cases is include that as part of the recommendation. And then they could even get a sample in place for the board meeting so that that's in the board's packet too.
Buildable area, a lot too, looks like there's a lot of slope there.
There is. But we spoke with our potential contractor about doing a pretty good amount of excavation previously.
Okay. Perk tests have been done too on this?
Correct.
Okay.
About long-range development of the 18.5.
We've owned the land for 25 years. It was supposed to be our family area, which is why I can see it a lot.
That's very nice.
I'll make the motion.
Any other comments or questions? All right,
I'll move to recommend approval contingent on the shared maintenance and driveway agreement to be with this, before it goes to the town board.
And are we giving those agreements?
Actually, I already have a draft up.
Oh.
Just got drafted.
It's already agreed upon.
It's
Try
coming.
something down right now.
You can chat GPT it.
I'll second.
Right. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Good, thank you.
First Wednesday. Hearings.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to a discussion and possible action on a site plan for the St. Croix County Highway Department for shop expansion at 666 East Highway 12. That information in pre-reading email that are larger copies and leaves here on the table. All right, want to start us off?
So the St. Croix County is proposing approximately 25,000 square foot shop addition to their current lot due to population growth and increased equipment size. So they're looking to build this new shop on next to their current one. We are removing the existing driveway and putting in one new driveway, which has already been discussed with, yes. DOT, other than that, I feel like we've kind of hit most of the points that you've talked about with, or that we've discussed with landscaping and other ordinance items with the setbacks and stuff like that, so I guess any other.
We thoroughly reviewed all the requirements of the ordinances, and we had a pre-application meeting with Mr. Henningsgaard and reviewed all the requirements. Being that this is an expansion, it's a new site, we worked through to comply with all the requirements that the submittal to the DOT and Brandon indicated for the new driveway access, and also with DNR for the stormwater permit requirement of the state. We currently have approval for the building permit through the Department of Safety and Professional Services, and as soon as we get approval from the town, they're looking to commence construction in early November. We're looking for the approval of our commission this evening, and be attending at the town board meeting here next week. So, you have to answer any question that you have.
So a little bit longer memo than the other two, and that's consistent with site plan reviews, which is more requirements that they look at. And, things like lighting, signage, landscaping, visible parking, setbacks. So setbacks, as part of the pre-application meeting, the plan that they showed actually had the building closer to Highway 12. Similar to with Hunt Electric, they were building expansion that they were planning to do when there's an industrial zoned district or parcel across the street from residential. It increases that setback, I think it was 100 feet. And we talked about the potential to seek a variance to reduce that setback requirement, and ultimately decided to actually move the building to meet the increased setback requirement.
It's 150 feet.
It's 150.
Yeah, right.
And so the plan they have in front of you does meet that setback.
Is this gonna look as nice as your building in Baldwin on Oak Ridge Parkway?
There's a render in the back of the set that you have, so.
That's a beautiful facility.
It is a precast tip up.
Correct, yes.
So,
So it'll have the solar loop that's over involved with it, trying to get the facilities.
Cool. And what about mowing the rest of the property that isn't landscaped?
So I don't want to speak on behalf of the owner, so I'll turn it over to Mr. Creechy.
Good evening, I'm Rob Creechy, and I'm Commissioner for St. Croix. We would maintain a chunk of that property for our stockpile and storage, so some of that property is difficult to mow. I would anticipate full mowing on that property.
Great. My concern is the weeds in the past. Thistles have been pretty thick there over the years. But this year you did a good job of keeping them down, right in anticipation of the new building, so.
As we move into the future, we do, as our county growth, we'll anticipate occupying more of the site. This is our one, we consider our one facility, our one facility. Long-term plan is, with the growth in this area, this will continue to be a 1B facility. 20 years from now, we have staff here, full-time, 24/7 class. That's kind of what we're anticipating we'll be able to say for future expansion.
Continue using the west side of the lot for stockpiling.
For now, it says that, that'll be transient, the stockpile, as projects exist in the room. Those power. We'll tend to leave them low as projects exist around.
Eric, did you feel that the proposed trees and shrubs that they have were sufficient for the screening requirement?
yeah, they meet the numbers, and they're focusing on the area of the property that they're developing, that further west, which is all consistent with the code as well. We think about headlights and vehicle movements and how does that affect neighbors to the south. And you're going to have the driveway and you're going to have trucks done, out at odd times as snow happens. And yeah, we felt like it's certainly something that we can talk about, and there's some, I'll say, leeway in the code where it felt like to do that kind of from the place, you can request additional.
That was part of the consideration, the overall layout of the facility as the trucks or equipment are entering the shop and coming out to the east and west and trying to mitigate as much as we can going to the south. Ultimately, that US highway involved is out to the south, we got to go that route, but I think we've done a pretty good job of trying to minimize the impact of any of the neighboring properties.
And I would not be in good standing for Brian if I didn't just confirm that the lighting is not going to cause him to get any calls or complaints.
So,
Looks like it's all
yeah, no site lighting, just some wall packs, low doors, nothing on the south side at all.
Just cut off lights all out of the building. Anytime we can avoid putting poles, we try to. We want to provide as much security for the facility, but less obstacles for maintenance purposes.
Now, the memo from you, Eric, mentions the air local letter of credit. We don't typically get into that whole lot here. We'll figure that you'll work that out with the town office. Any other questions? Would anybody like to make a motion?
I'll just say, overall, you've been a good neighbor over the years. I live nearby, so we appreciate it.
Good, we also continue to be a good neighbor. It's no, having that,
Site plan for St. Clair County Highway Department shop expansion at 666 East Highway 12.
We have a motion, is there a second? Thank you, Sarah. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Just know you put the flag.
Any injury barriers?
Last item is any other.
You remind us of everything they call you.
No, no. I think that is, oh, that's cute though. Hey, when are we gonna start naming your snow?
No.
Hopefully that.
Let's do Thursday then.
Yes.
All right. Hearing no other business, is there a motion to adjourn?
Let's say correct.
I'll make a motion.
Did you, Sarah, take a second? All